has been a bit interesting in our game last night. Of course, we had foul city, and we had 7 players between the two teams foul out. And just talking with some of the Duchesne folks in here today before we started the broadcast, and they were not super excited about the officiating at Grand County last night. But Bobby, when you're visiting, I think you can kind of expect the home officiating. And is anyone ever satisfied with the officiating when they're on the road? I don't know.
I don't think so, but that's just one of the things you got to learn how to deal with as a team. You got to learn how to win in different aspects,
right,
in different ways. So sometimes, unfortunately, something you got to not plan for is the way the game's going to be officiated. So you got to just learn how to, take and roll with the punches and do what you can to get the win.
Yeah, and I'm just talking. There's, we absolutely know that no officials are down here trying to win games for home teams at all. We're just chatting, and that's just how it is, and that's the way things go. You guys face that on the football field this year. You face it any game or any competition that you're in, and you just have to let that go, and you have to play your game, I think, and not even worry about those things.
Yeah, as a football team, that was kind of always our mantra, control what you can control, and that's one of the things that you can't control is the way a game's officiated. So, again, you got to just adjust and do what you can on the fly. And I think San Juan did a really good job with that last night, too,
Absolutely.
It wasn't just a one-sided battle for anybody yesterday. Everybody was in foul trouble, and I thought that the bench stepped up really well for San Juan last night and had some key kids give some good minutes last night in that good upset win.
Yeah, it's really nice to see San Juan spread it out. And as we're talking about just the foul situation early on in the game, Keaton Ivins was in foul trouble almost immediately. And so a guy like Trip Palmer got a lot of minutes last night and scored 12 points in that win and did an excellent job. And it's nice to see some of these younger kids stepping up and really just making that bench even deeper for Coach Nielsen and really giving him more weapons even as the season has gone along.
Yeah, I think that's probably been one of the best things that Coach Nielsen's had this year, too, is a deep bench. There's a lot of capable kids on this roster that at any given moment their number could be called, and for the most part they've all stepped up when their number has been called. So, depending on what way a ball game's going, Coach Nielsen has a lot of options, and, that's a good thing for a coach.
So we want to take a look real quick at the Duchesne Eagles coming in. And, of course, when you talk about the Duchesne Eagles, you talk about Parker Crum. He's averaging 15 points per game. So very similar to what Richens was averaging for North Summit last night. But, of course, the Broncos did a great job against him. But Parker Crum comes into this game with 195 points in the 13 games. So exactly a 15-point average per game. He's got 25 three-point baskets. So he's averaging almost 2 of those per game. Then it's Dallin Porter, averaging about 9.5 points per game, 123 in 13 games. Kyson Giles is the 3rd leading scorer. I didn't even have that kid on my roster. He wasn't listed in the roster they sent to the school, but he has 109 points, averaging almost 8.5 per game, and he has 11 threes on the season. Coulter Giles has 73 points, so he's averaging over 5.5 per game. Then it's Tanner Stansfield with 54, and that's an average of just over 4 per game. Those are the top 5 for these Duchesne Eagles. So a little bit similar to North Summit. They've got some weapons. They can spread it around a little bit. I don't say maybe to the degree that the Braves had, but again, we didn't get the opportunity to talk with either coach before the game here today, but I know that Parker Crum is a player that San Juan's going to be keying on. If you can shut him down, maybe that bodes well for this San Juan defense here today.
Yeah, I think so, and I'm sure San Juan's well aware who they need to stop. I'm sure their coaches have, done their research, and I think got a game plan coming in tonight. And same thing for Duchesne. I'm sure that they kind of know coming in who are the guys that they need to stop from San Juan. So I'm always interested to see how, teams match up against each other. So I'll be curious to see how this one ends up unfolding for us tonight.
All right, well, that's a quick look at Duchesne. Obviously a super quick look at Duchesne. We don't have a whole lot more info on them. Coached by Billy Hoops. That's a very appropriate name, first of all, to be a basketball coach. I kind of did want to chat with him today and say, I've talked with him over the years, and if your name is Hoops, are you pretty much destined to coach basketball? I think pretty much you are, so yeah. All right, well, just take a real quick look at San Juan. It looks like they're gearing up for the national anthem here, so we're going to have to step aside for a commercial break. But just to run through, and these are accurate as of last night, Anthony Doan, the leading scorer for the Broncos, 191 points for him. That's almost 12 per game. San Juan has a couple players in double-digit average. R.J. Daly is next with 161 points, so he's averaging just over 10 per game. Jake Ivins averaging over 9.5 per game, so he's almost in double digits. And then it's Jagger Neves, 6.5 points per game. Trip Palmer, 5.5. And so that's an even more abbreviated look at the San Juan Broncos, again, who are 7-9 coming into this one. We might take a look at RPI here in just a little bit before the opening tip, but they're going to do the national anthem. So we're going to step aside. We'll return to San Juan High School for the call of the starters and the opening tip in just a few moments. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
Blue Mountain Hospital, we're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours. Professional
San Juan High School, it's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Another great rendition of the Star Spangled Banner by the San Juan High School Band. And now the starters for Duchesne. Dallin Porter, the 6'2 senior, wearing number 34. Number 0, 5'9 junior, Jashawn Johnson. Number 15 for the Eagles, the leading scorer, 5'10 senior, Parker Crum. Number 4, 5'9 senior, Preston Davis. And finally this afternoon, number 3, 6'1 junior, Tanner Stansfield. And so we've enjoyed when we go to visit other teams, they cut the lights and do a massive laser light show and blow smoke and stuff. San Juan keeps it pretty docile here, but here come their starters. It's number 1, 6' senior guard, Brigham Nielsen. Number 3, 5'8 junior guard, Jake Ivins. Number 5, 6'2 senior forward, Keaton Ivins. Number 14, the long shooter, 6' senior guard, R.J. Daly. And finally, the Bronco leading scorer, number 25, 6' senior guard and forward, Anthony Doan. It'll be Keaton Ivins set to tip against, I believe it's going to be number 3, who's going to step in there for Duchesne. No, maybe it's going to be Dallin Porter, number 34. Looks like it will be Porter. So I think we're set to go here. 8 minutes showing on the clock, 2 zeros on the score, and Duchesne wins the opening tip, so they will have the first possession of the night. And it's Parker Crum on the wing, down into the corner for Stansfield. He'll dribble it out to the wing, then hand it back into the corner to Johnson. On the dribble to the left, he works a little give and go on a handoff, and now they go into the left corner for the first time today. Swing it back out top, and then to the wing. Here comes Crum driving in. He steps back to the free throw line and hits the fade from 10 feet. And that's a good start for Duchesne. Here come the Broncos quickly in transition. Brigham Nielsen got a little bit of space under the basket, but had the shot either partially blocked or just didn't get enough mustard on it. And Duchesne pulls down the loose ball. They'll bring it back into the offensive end with a 2-point lead. Right wing, bouncing it inside is Davis. And it goes to the big man, Dallin Porter, misses a little hook with the left hand. And the rebound is out of bounds off Anthony Doan, they say. And it looks like the other referee is going to step in and say no. Billy Hoops is upset about that. Easton Nielsen's all right with it, and we'll go the other direction. We had a lot of referee conference last night as well, Bobby.
Yeah, we did. I'm curious. I mean, we've at least made it through the first minute tonight without a foul, so we're on a better pace already.
That's hilarious. Anthony Doan for San Juan, spinning his way to the basket, lobs it up, and gets the roll, and the Broncos have tied it at 2. Nice little forceful effort there by Doan.
You know, that's good for San Juan, get Anthony going here early. We had a lot of shots last night that were the same caliber that didn't fall for the Broncos. So seeing a couple of those go in early will be good for San Juan.
Duchesne with it in the offensive end again. Dallin Porter sends it cross court to Preston Davis. Into the corner, and thinking about the three that time was Crum, but Anthony Doan reached in, and did they get him for a foul, or did what was the call here?
It looked like Anthony might have had his foot on the baseline when he contacted the ball, so I think they called that a bounds on Anthony.
Okay, so Duchesne down to 8 on the shot clock here. Parker Crum finds a man underneath. Nice shot block by Anthony Doan, though, as that was on a Dallin Porter effort. And the Broncos get the loose ball. So the first block of the night to San Juan. Kind of a deflection. Anthony Doan baseline drive, threw it up from the baseline right, but that was way over the rim. And Duchesne gets the ball. They'll work it back in. And it is Preston Davis straight away, bouncing it into Crum at the free throw line. He drives in left of the key, puts up the shot off the glass, no good, but draws the foul. He'll shoot 2.
You can tell here early on, Crum's kind of who they're running their offense through. And they've done a good job, Duchesne has, being patient, trying to get the shot looks that they want, and they've gotten a couple good looks here early on. So
the Broncos will have to do an improved job, I think, to maybe corral Parker Crum as he gets a very friendly roll here on the first of 2 foul shots. So he has all 3 of Duchesne's points, and the second shot is right through as well. So Crum starts the night 100% from the line. Now San Juan has it back in the offensive end. Anthony Doan on the crossover. Hands to Daly. He comes through the free throw line into the paint. Puts it up there with the right hand, and it rolls in off the front of the rim. So the Broncos tie it once again. And that's a rare inside the arc shot from R.J. Daly there.
Yeah, San Juan doing a good job getting the ball into the key early on and getting some of these high percentage shots early.
Here's Parker Crum for Duchesne. Oh, goes behind the back, goes around Brigham Nielsen and puts it up from 8 feet. Good. I think Brigham probably has to pick up a piece of gear down here at the free throw line there as the Broncos throw it away in transition here. So an unfortunate turnover for San Juan.
You know, San Juan getting out of that man-to-man, hitting this 2-2-1 full court press here. See if that'll get him any opportunities to force a turnover here. But looks like Duchesne handles it pretty well. Here's
Jashawn Johnson for his first shot of the night from long range. No good on the 3, rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos in transition. Anthony Doan running and spinning through the lane, and he goes around Tanner Stansfield, who's going to have to pick up a piece of gear as well.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And now it's a carry on Duchesne's Crum, and Crum is arguing his case. But you're not going to win against that ref. I know that.
No. I know. I'm curious if they called backcourt or a carry on that, because he didn't fully go over the midline, and he kind of did his little step back. So I don't know if they were trying to get him on a backcourt there or what. But yeah, Crum obviously wasn't too happy about that.
No, and I saw when I first arrived in here tonight, there was a technical foul being called in the JV game. So it's a different crew here tonight during the varsity game, but we'll see how things go. Obviously, this is going to be heated. You know, this is a region matchup. These are good teams, and these games have been kind of like rivalries. Even though this isn't a team that San Juan plays all the time over the years, you know, this is now in the new region going to be a region opponent. So it's fun when you start getting these tension-filled, angst-filled rivalry games going on.
I know, I love it. And a lot of these kids know each other. The football team actually goes up to Duchesne every summer. at a summer camp. So these kids know each other probably a little bit better than other teams that we play. So I'm sure there's a little bit of a chip on everybody's shoulders
Yeah,
today.
and you can see that here already.
Yep.
We're going to get our first foul on Duchesne. It looks like it'll be called on number 5, Dylan Hughes. So both teams with 1 foul. I think at this point last night both teams had 5 fouls already. So
already shooting in the bonus.
Yeah. So Anthony Doan now going to go right around him as well to the bucket. He can't score, but he will go to the line on the foul. And this is back-to-back fouls on Hughes. And so Anthony Doan will make the first trip for San Juan.
You know, Anthony here early on, he's done a good job being aggressive, getting to the hoop, looking and finding some of his open teammates, but he's given himself a lot of good opportunities here early on.
Yeah, good penetration for both teams actually so far. So it's not near as defensive necessarily as it was last night. Interesting how a new day and a different team kind of changes things up a little. And Doan starts with a miss here, so it remains 6-all. We're not quite halfway through the first quarter. Doan's second shot is up, and that one is through. So he has 5 for San Juan. Broncos lead for the first time tonight, 7-6, and I guess it's still afternoon. As Duchesne brings it back in the offensive end. Crum to the left wing. Little fake from Preston Davis, dumps it into traffic. It's intercepted by San Juan, and they run in transition. They throw it ahead, but that will be intercepted by Duchesne. So the teams trade turnovers, and now Deshaun Johnson coming back for the Eagles is fouled on the floor by R.J. Daly before the shot.
That was an impressive pass from Parker Crum. No look, throw it right behind your back, and luckily you had somebody streaking down the floor. That was some good transition offense by Duchesne.
Yeah, I was looking down. I guess I missed the best part of that play. We know Crum is, well, I guess they do give Johnson continuation here because he's at the line to shoot. So, and he makes the first. That's Deshaun Johnson's first point of the night, the junior for the Eagles. And that does tie the game at 7 apiece. Second shot is on the way and right through for Johnson. So Duchesne regains the lead, 8-7, and San Juan walks it back across the line. Doan goes left side for Daly. Little pick set there, almost worked to open Daly up. Now, I've never understood the rule because Keaton kicks the ball right there and it goes to Anthony Doan and play continues. Is that how that works? Or
I don't know. Sometimes you see the kick called and sometimes you see it go.
I mean, that was a good punt, right? That was like a rugby pass or Australian rules football right there. That was awesome.
Yeah, that thing ricocheted quite a bit off of it. I don't know what they're looking at specifically to either say, yes, that was a kick or no, let the play go. But
at any rate, ultimately the Broncos turned it over on the play, did not get a shot, and here is the Eagles back, and Dallin Porter missed a shot, and boy, Trip Palmer somehow successfully went over the top to get the rebound, and now we're going to get a bucket and a foul for Jake Ivins. I thought they were going to call the travel on him, but they get the bucket, and we'll have a chance to add one here.
Now, that was a good finish by Jake. Yeah, I mean, you know Jake's going to be aggressive towards the basket, and good to see him see a couple baskets go in early here.
That's the first foul of the afternoon on Preston Davis. San Juan has the lead back 9-8, and a chance to add one right here for Ivins. San Juan leading Duchesne now 9-8 still as Ivins is unable to add one, but the Broncos get their own rebound. But Justice Black steps on the baseline, so that will be a turnover back to Duchesne. The Broncos can't capitalize on the offensive board.
Yeah, that's a good rebound right there, but yeah, unfortunately stepped out of bounds. Justice had a couple of good offensive boards for the Broncos last night, so good to see that early on.
And it's Parker Crum to walk it up for the Eagles. Hands off right side, and it's going to be an immediate foul on Jake Ivins. So San Juan and Duchesne both with 3 here in this first quarter. We've got just under 3 minutes to go in the frame.
San Juan switching up to a 2-3 zone defense here, and it looks like taking Duchesne a little bit to figure this out. They've had it the last couple possessions, and it's been a little bit tougher for them to break this.
Yeah, maybe just trying to adjust to disallow the penetration the Eagles have been getting. And yeah, right now, keeping them on the perimeter. As it's going to be Parker Crum, sorry, that's not Crum, that was Davis, giving to Crum, and hey, if they're not going to penetrate, Parker Crum says, I'll just hit it from beyond the arc, and he does. He's got 9 of Duchesne's 11 points. And San Juan, I think if they can find a way to corral the Crum kid, they can semi-shut down this offense. And now coming back the other way, they're going to call a foul on the floor against the Broncos. The first on Anthony Doan. Meanwhile, back in their end, a shot was missed, and Duchesne got the rebound. So I think that might have been Trip Palmer who missed the shot. It's inconsequential, I guess, but now another foul immediately.
Another foul, and I believe that's going to put Duchesne into the bonus here, so that's going to send him to the line.
Yeah, and are they giving that to number 2?
Yep,
yeah, Jagger Neves, okay. So Jagger Neves is first, and yeah, suddenly San Juan with 5 fouls, still 2:15 to go in the first quarter, but Jashawn Johnson can't make it pay on the first of a couple foul shots here. So he'll have one more. The Eagles on top here early on, 11-9. They've led for the majority of this quarter, but the Broncos have had a brief lead. Johnson misses both foul shots here, though, so that's a break for San Juan, and they do get the rebound. And now Jagger Neves was entirely uncovered down court. Doan spots him, and it's an easy lay-in for the Broncos sophomore.
Yeah, I don't know how Jagger went so unseen, but great job by Anthony keeping his eyes up and finding the open man.
And now are they doing a 3-2 here? They had 3 guys up high. Now they're dropping back into the 2-3, but here's Parker Crum on the drive, misses the runner. Rebounded by Justice Black for San Juan, and the Broncos will run it up. Jagger Neves picks the dribble up, hands off to Black, and he just drives through a man. That is always fun to see, but they're going to call a travel, I guess, on Black. I thought it was going to be a charge, but instead the travel. That's kind of a break.
Yeah, probably, yeah, at least keep Justice from getting a foul, because that probably would have been a charge if they would have not got the travel before.
Well, it's too bad he's a senior. I was going to say you could make him a ball carrier next year.
Yeah, there
on
you
the football field. That's a good hit.
Goal line right there.
And Duchesne working it cross court to Crum, left wing. He'll go up into the air and send it over here to Preston Davis. He bounces to the right of the key, but he's in a triple team down there, and the Broncos force the turnover. They'll run in transition. Anthony Doan steps around the D to score off the glass from the right side, and the foul. That was a great effort.
Man, that was a beautiful Euro step there. I didn't know if he's going to get that shot off, but somehow he got that shot off, and that was beautiful.
The Euro step, that was awesome. Yeah, that was a couple of big steps around the defense there. Made it look easy, and Doan will add the 3rd point right there, and boy, that's a clinic, and Anthony Doan having a great start tonight with 8 for San Juan. And the Broncos now have a 3-point lead, 14-11. So what a first quarter this has been. Very similar to last night as these two teams, once again, just duking it out.
Yeah, and like you said, this 2-3s really shut down the penetration of Duchesne. Early on, they were getting the ball inside, creating shots off of that, but they're kind of struggling here. They're going to have to hit some outside shots and, you know, kind of soften up this defense of San Juan's, or they're going to have to do something.
Justice Black with a bit of a dive on the baseline down there. Nothing was called at all. They just let play continue. A couple misses that time for the Eagles. They got an offensive board, but San Juan gets the defensive board on the second attempt, and they'll have a chance to set it up here. Jagger Neves straight away, now right wing for Doan. Down to the last 30 seconds of this first quarter. Doan underneath the basket, sends it left side for Neves. Now to Justice Black, drains the 10-footer from the free throw line.
That was a beautiful shot. Way to just take the open shot by Justice. He's put in some really good minutes here in the first quarter.
San Juan's up by 5. Jake Ivins steps in to block a Jashawn Johnson pass, but it goes out of bounds, and so Duchesne will reset. Shot clock is off, 16 left in this first quarter, and the Broncos up 16-11. Oh, there was a nice little pick set. They allowed Jake to knock over the pick man, and now here comes Jagger Neves as the Broncos force another turnover. Neves is hammered during the shot, and he'll go to the line. That was some good contact there between both of those players. Neves got decleated, and Parker Crum was slightly injured.
I was going to say I was surprised they gave him the shot on that, but I think that's just going to be the bonus, so I'm not sure if they're giving him a shooting foul there or not.
Right.
But
yeah, they came together pretty hard. It looks like, I don't know if it was a knee or an elbow that went into Crum's gut there.
yeah, he was feeling it after that.
And the first shot from Neves is good, so the Broncos increase the lead to 6. Second shot on the way and rolls in for the Broncos. And that's probably going to be it for the quarter unless Duchesne can hit a miracle shot here. No, they don't even get it off in time. That was a bomb, though, but it won't count. So 1 quarter in the books, and it's the hometown San Juan Broncos leading the visiting Duchesne Eagles 18-11. We'll take a quick break and return for the second quarter. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
In a high school, Rhett Sifford and Bobby Bowering welcoming you back here to our site of High School Hoops today on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. A fun game last night, and it's already been a fun start here today as we begin the second quarter. San Juan up 18-11. The Broncos did not enjoy this kind of lead early against North Summit last night. Neither team did. It was a much closer game until the final period. Now Weston Jones misses his first attempt, but the Broncos get the rebound and a couple tries under there, and now another try is blocked. So there was a lot going on under there, as it was Weston Jones missing a couple, I think, and Trip Palmer missed one in there somewhere. A couple of offensive boards for San Juan, and then finally a defensive board for Duchesne. And did they give him a foul there or no?
Just out of bounds, I think, is what they did. But, man, San Juan relentless on the offensive boards. You'd like to see that be converted into points.
Yeah, and they've been doing pretty good at that. Now they steal the ball again, so it's another turnover for Duchesne. That's their third this first half. Here's Weston Jones, gets another opportunity out of the corner from 3, but that shot is stuffed. So that's a couple blocks for Duchesne here in the last couple series. And Weston Jones missing the 3 there on the block. So they'll lob it back in and reset the offense here as Jake Ivins has it out near the midcourt circle. 23 on the shot clock. Anthony Doan into the paint, and the finger roll is short. And Duchesne tracks down the ball. And now we get a foul as the Eagles are in transition. This is the second on Anthony Doan and the first of the second quarter for either team.
Well, San Juan's got a lot of good looks here early in the second quarter. They just haven't been able to convert anything. So,
yeah, and that's a little bit of a departure from what we saw in the first quarter. They were getting those shots to go, and now here, R.J. Daly steps in to try to get that ball away from Duchesne and commits the foul on Kyson Giles, so that'll be Daly's second as well.
That's 2 quick team fouls right there for San Juan here.
And now it's Parker Crum receiving the inbound pass in the offensive end. 30 on the shot clock. Now Kyson Giles with it. Goes top of the key for Deshaun Johnson. And I am glad I went down to check the roster before the game started because Giles is factoring pretty big, and I didn't even have him in here, but Dallin Porter misses the shot right here. Jake Ivins misses for San Juan, but I think he draws a shooting foul.
Yeah, I think they
will be Deshaun Johnson, yep. So missed the 2. Johnson commits the foul. San Juan had gotten a defensive rebound.
Saying it was on the floor before the shot.
So Jake Ivins will now step to the baseline to inbound for San Juan. And a couple Bronco players are out at midcourt, have to come back in and run the offense. Brigham Nielsen on the far sideline steps out of bounds, lost the balance, and so the Broncos turn it over. And that is San Juan's 6th turnover in this first half. So They are not winning in that department so far. That's unofficial, of course. I have probably missed some stats. It happened so fast, but here's Parker Crum for Duchesne with the basketball. Hands near side to Giles, now down in the corner Johnson. Giles goes cross court, finds Crum, who's wide open and drains the three. And he has 12 of Duchesne's 14 points. Do you think if you could shut Crum down, you could shut down the offense?
I'm thinking that's probably the game plan, the recipe for tonight for San Juan. But San Juan, dude, they just keep turning the ball over, letting Duchesne stay in this ball game. They've had plenty of opportunities to keep that lead, but if they're not careful, Duchesne might start chipping away here.
Yeah, a little bit rushed right there, and another pass sails out of bounds untouched. So back-to-back unforced errors here for the Broncos have allowed Duchesne the basketball. Now Crum drives the lane, misses the runner. San Juan rebounds it, and back come the Broncos. Jake Ivins spinning into traffic. I think that was a shot. He tried to throw it up there and unable to get that to go up to the bucket, and now there's going to be a foul on the floor to Ivins. So the Broncos have had a slow start here in the second quarter. They came into the quarter with a lead, but that has been trimmed to 4. Duchesne's not storming back or anything, but they are steadily getting closer here. 5:30 to go in the first half now.
Definitely hanging around.
Preston Davis goes into the middle to another big man that they have, Aiden Adams, and now the pass goes into the backcourt. That was deflected, so it's not a violation. Parker Crum finds Giles wide open in the right corner, and he drains the three. So finally someone else gets in on the action, and Duchesne is back to within 1. Jagger Neves goes right to the bucket. Can't score, no foul, and now they're going to call a foul on San Juan.
Well, if you're San Juan, you need to slow it down a little bit. These last couple of offensive possessions, it seems like it's just kind of rush shots, throwing the ball up there, hoping to either draw a foul or get one to go in. But, you know, settle your guys down. Maybe this might not be a bad place for Coach Nilsson to take a timeout and kind of get his kids settled down a little bit.
That is the first foul on Keaton Ivins, but the Broncos have 4 in the second quarter now, 1 for Duchesne. So from here on out, San Juan would be putting Duchesne into the bonus for shooting. Here's Parker Crum trying to get around Brigham Nielsen. Nielsen does a good job to corral him. Now they'll bounce it into the middle to Aiden Adams, and it's going to be an offensive push. No lane violation.
3 seconds.
So lane violation on Duchesne's going to turn it back over to the Broncos.
Yeah, you don't see 3 seconds called very often. Varsity basketball.
No. And now San Juan missing a shot from Brigham Nielsen, and on the rebound a foul to the Broncos.
It's going to be another one on Keaton. That's 2 quick ones on Keaton Ivins
Yeah,
again.
he tried to go over the back that time for the rebound, and that doesn't usually work out.
And now they're going to be in the bonus with half of a quarter to go here. That could be some free points for Duchesne here.
And I misspoke earlier. I think I realized I put in a couple turnovers incorrectly for San Juan, so disregard anything I said about turnovers earlier. And so, yeah, Tanner Stansfield now to shoot for the Eagles with 4:31 left in the half, and he ties the ball game right there. That's his first point of the afternoon.
See, you're keeping stats, aren't you? I don't know. Have the Broncos even scored this quarter yet? Was it 18-11?
They have, I think. I'd have to pull up the report on that. I think they scored the first basket, but they haven't since. Tanner Stansfield makes both of the foul shots, so the Eagles regain the lead 19-18. Let's see if it tells me this way. And now a foul coming to the Eagles as... Let's see who that's going to be on.
24, I think.
Yeah, there's no score by quarter. I'd have to mess around with it and get lost, I think, if I tried to mess around with that. And they gave this foul to 24, I think. Is that correct?
Yep.
So Aiden Adams, guilty of his first, and now
another 3 seconds called. Man, I put my foot in my mouth. 2 quick one, 2 back-to-back by both teams.
So that's a turnover on San Juan. And now Duchesne subbing players in. Deshaun Johnson comes back in for Tanner Stansfield, who gets a little instruction from Coach Billy Hoops. That's a long-time coaching family in the Duchesne area. And Billy even did some coaching down here in Monticello for a stint.
Oh, I did not know that. That's cool.
And so here's a shot off the glass no good, but it looks like a foul offensively off the ball to Aiden Adams, his second. And now Duchesne has 3 in the quarter. We're not quite halfway through this quarter. Tell you, Region 15 keeps the refs working hard, I guess.
Yeah,
man.
they do.
Here's San Juan now after the dust settles a little bit. R.J. Daly going to take the 3 off the glass a little bit wide left, but San Juan tracks down that rebound. Another good offensive board for the Broncos. Here's another 3 on the way. Jagger Neves, no good. Rebounded once again by San Juan. And the Broncos can set it up again. Here's Jagger Neves on the drive. Semi-Euro step goes to the hole. That really wasn't anywhere close. And this time Duchesne comes out of the pack with it. And it's Deshaun Johnson straight away. Parker Crum will just take the 3. That was a little short. In traffic, Duchesne pulls down their own rebound and a foul to San Juan anyway. And this is going to be on Justice Black.
That's going to be putting them to the line again already in the bonus. So free shots here for Duchesne.
That's Justice's first foul of the evening, but yeah, 6 now on Duchesne. So at the line, Preston Davis for the Eagles. And they have the 19-18 lead as we speak. It's going to stay there for the moment as Preston Davis misses the first of 2.
Yeah, and if you're San Juan, I mean, they've just kind of gone ice cold offensively here.
Yep.
They've got to figure something out to get that ball into the hoop. I mean, whatever it takes. Don't want to start settling for anything, you know, just keep your game plan into place and get into the key and do what you need to.
Yeah, I did just filter the stats by quarter, and indeed, San Juan has not scored in this quarter. So they were so strong in the first, and this is going to be a foul on is it? No, it's
I'm confused.
Justice Black again.
They might have got Justice on the rebound there for another push.
And he's explaining what he did. And boy, so another foul on Justice Black, and that, when we come back from this timeout, we'll put Duchesne to the line again. So San Juan struggling in the second quarter again, still looking for their first points in this frame. Still hanging on to the 8. I'm sorry, they're actually down by 1 now. Duchesne has the 19-18 lead. Very quick timeout here, just a 30-second. We'll pause, let you know that High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part by Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug and Boutique, San Juan Credit Union, Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. A huge thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. We could not do it without you, indeed. And so we get set to come back to action after this Duchesne timeout. I think maybe it was San Juan, but boy, the Broncos on their heels here a bit in the second quarter with no points. And it's going to be Dallin Porter to the line for the Eagles. Duchesne in the bonus for the remainder of the half, and still 3:22 to go. So Porter's first shot on the way, and what a bounce that was. That was like a diver in the Olympics, bouncing high up and down on the diving board, and then it dropped. Couple of straight up bounces there. Second shot from Porter, nothing but net, so he makes no mistake there. Those are his first 2 points. And now San Juan dealing with a Duchesne press here, which this is the first time we've seen this all game. Anthony Dome will lob it in for a Trip Palmer in the offensive end, so the Broncos do get it across. Weston Jones with it. He's wide open, but he deemed himself too far away for the shot. Now Anthony Doan's pass is in the feet of Trip Palmer. He can't score, no foul, but he gets his own rebound. It's kind of a blocked shot there. Now Jagger Neves misses from 3, and this one is rebounded by Duchesne. And now Anthony Doan steals the basketball. And back come the Broncos. Doan can't score, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Good job by Anthony making defense, creating a little bit better of an opportunity on offense here. Hopefully Anthony can put these through and get San Juan on the board here this second quarter.
Yeah, no kidding. It's amazing to me that they're still looking for their first point.
Misses the first.
So Doan is unable. Boy, it's almost like there's a piece of plexiglass across the rim here for San Juan in this quarter.
I know. Somebody needs to go take the lid off of that hoop.
And there you go. Anthony Doan finally gets the Broncos on the board as he hits the second of 2. So they're back to within 2. So despite the fact that they've just finally scored in the quarter, Bobby, they're still only down by 2, so still right in this, of course. And now here's Deshaun Johnson with a nice drive. Can't score. They can't score on the putback try either. So back-to-back misses for Duchesne, and now finally a rebound for San Juan. Anthony Doan drives to the bucket, but can't get the finger roll to go. Boy, the teams are both just trading misses right now. The Eagles back in the offensive end with it. Right wing is Giles. Kyson Giles dribbling to midcourt. Jagger Neves knocked it away from his counterpart, and it goes out of bounds on the far side, so the Eagles will reset at midcourt. 2:07 left in the half. It's a 21-19 Duchesne lead. Second Region 15 game of this weekend. An exciting 77-70 win for San Juan last night over North Summit. Trying to follow suit, but struggling against Duchesne here in the second quarter. And there are the Eagles. Kyson Gines draining a 3. So that's the Eagles' biggest lead of the game at 5 points now. And now San Juan loses the ball out of bounds, but looks like it was actually off Duchesne. So the Broncos will reset here in the offensive end.
And good hustle by Duchesne, not making anything easy on the Broncos down here offensively.
And Anthony Doan steps to the sideline right in front of the Duchesne bench. Set to inbound this basketball. 28 seconds on the shot clock. Doan finds Jagger Neves wide open. He'll go back left side for Doan. Doan drives into the paint, kicks to Daly, right wing 3, yes! Nice shot for Daly. He has 5, and it's 24-22 Duchesne. Broncos pulled it within a couple.
And you like to see that if you're San Juan, get Daly hot again. It took him till about the second half last night, so that's a good sign for San Juan.
Yeah, and from that moment that you said that last night, he did get hot. Parker Crum misses here. Broncos get the ball. It was a bit of a block right there from San Juan, so we'll give them that. And then they got the loose ball. Here comes Doan through the paint. That ball was kicked as well. Maybe it's when the defense kicks it. I don't know, though. I've never been able to understand that rule because it seems arbitrary.
I should know, and I don't. So, yeah, maybe I need to go read up on it.
So the Broncos will reset here with 25 seconds on the shot clock. And the inbound pass eludes Weston Jones for a moment. Fortunately, Jagger Neves recovers to get it. Now Jones will drive into the paint and to the right of the key. Dishes it back to Anthony Doan, and now to Trip Palmer, who hits the fade on the spin from the free throw line. Good shot for Palmer. That's his first points.
That was a good-looking turnaround jumper right there from Tripp. Good job getting that ball to go in.
And that ties us up once again, 24 all, nearing the final half minute of the first half. And R.J. Daly pushes his man here. That's going to be the third foul on the Broncos senior. So that was a bit ill-advised. And looks like Jayton Knight is going to come in for Daly. And now if you're Daly, Bobby, you just can't let that mentally affect you, I don't think. I can see that he's frustrated. But you can't let that get you off your game. And it will put Preston Davis to the line. And did he refuse the sub here?
Oh, they got to wait for one shot here, and then they'll sub him in.
I was going to say, I don't know that high school kids are allowed to do that. Davis makes the first of 2 foul shots. Now Knight will come into the ball game. As Daly goes off, I think he's going to go right to the locker room in a bit of frustration.
Yeah, and like you said, he can't let that get him out of his groove or anything. Just, reset, calm down. You got a whole nother half of basketball to play.
Yeah, it was key because he had just hit his first 3-pointer. So, typically when he does that, he gets on a trend with it, but hopefully that won't affect him. Here's San Juan back in the offensive end. Anthony Doan right wing on the drive. Kicks to Jagger Neves. He pulls inside, now kicks it back out to Trip Palmer, who hands off to Doan. Doan is fouled as he crosses over by Preston Davis, and that will put the Broncos senior to the line.
Yep, I think that's going to put San Juan into the bonus here with 15 seconds left.
So, yeah, they'll finally get one shot in the bonus here and a chance to add to some points. So they had 0 points until very recently and have now scored 6. Doan could make it 8 here and make this quarter look a little bit better, but it has been a tough quarter offensively for San Juan. And he does drain the first. So he is up to 10 points now for the Broncos, first San Juan player in double digits.
And like you said, for how slow of an offensive quarter it is, San Juan's going to be lucky how close this game still is.
Doan can't make the second of the two, and it's rebounded by Duchesne. And the Eagles will work it across the line with 6 seconds to go. Man is wide open underneath the basket, but missing an easy layup is Dallin Porter. Now Jayton Knight at the buzzer for San Juan. Throws up the prayer, no good. And that is how the half ends. So, boy, if this comes down to a close game at the end, let's remember that Dallin Porter miss right there. He was entirely uncovered and missed the layup. And so that could be a factor if this thing is close at the end. At halftime, it's Duchesne hanging on to the 26-25 lead. We'll take a break and return for first half stats. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops live from Blanding on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports.
Back live to San Juan High School in Blanding. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Rhett Sifford and Bobby Bowering with you today. Glad you've joined us. A bit of a slow second quarter for San Juan there, and they find themselves down by 1 at the halftime break to the Duchesne Eagles, who are in town for the second region game in a row for the Broncos this weekend. And it was a big win last night over North Summit, 77-70, upsetting the number 3 team in the land in 2A basketball. I never did look up the RPI. I could do that. Typically, they don't update those on the fly too well, but I'll take a look anyway and see what we got. But first, we want to take a look at some first half stats and just taking a look at the team's leads in that first half. San Juan led by as much as 7 in the first quarter, and then Duchesne rallied to lead by 5 in the second quarter. And San Juan was able to pull back to tie that game, and then ultimately are down by 1 after 16 minutes of play. But San Juan winning the first quarter 18-11, but struggling in the second, like I said, and losing that quarter 15-7. So the Broncos are going to have to find a way, Bobby, to get the offense back in gear in the second half.
Yeah, whether it's, just sticking to what your original game plan was or tweaking something, but San Juan's got to figure out a way to create some better opportunities on the offensive side of the ball, and then at the end of the day, you got to just execute and get the ball in the hoop.
Neither team shooting very well. San Juan actually leading 32% from the floor, 9 of 28 in the first half, and the Eagles are only 6 of 20 for 30%. So it's not too pretty for either team, I guess. And Just want to take a look at some other team stats real quick. San Juan out-rebounding the Eagles in that first half, 16-13. This is all unofficial, of course. And both teams I have with 6 turnovers. After I fixed my stats a little bit, I'm not sure how exact that is, but 3 shot blocks for Duchesne, 2 for San Juan. The Broncos had the only steal in the game, and again, that's all unofficial entirely. If you want official stats, you'll have to check Max Preps or the Deseret News website after the game. So I can offer you unofficial stats on the fly here today. Scoring for Duchesne in the first half, not surprisingly, Parker Crum leading the way with 12, but the Broncos did a good job keeping him pretty quiet in the second quarter. I think he hit a 3, maybe another field goal, but that was it. And then 6 points for Kyson Giles so far. Everybody else has 2. Jashawn Johnson, Tanner Stansfield, Preston Davis, and Dallin Porter. 4 3-point baskets for the Eagles in the first half. 2 for Giles and 2 for Crum. For San Juan, it's Anthony Doan leading the way with 10 points through the first 16 minutes. R.J. Daly has 5, but he does have 3 fouls. Jagger Neves has 4, and I think it's everybody else with 2. Jake Ivins, Justice Black, and Trip Palmer all have 2 points. San Juan with only 1 made 3-point basket in that first half, and that was to R.J. Daly, of course. So that's a look at the first half stats. We'll take another break. When we return, we might take a look at this RPI in the 2A ranks. We could also see about some scores in our area, some from last night and some from today. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Mom?
Dad, sometimes I'm gonna be a little impulsive.
I mean, I'm a teenager.
Not to freak you out or anything, but the leading cause of death in Utah for teens
It's suicide.
So help us out here.
Because
We may be impulsive,
but we want to live.
Almost all the time.
but in case there are times when we forget that.
keep your guns and ammo locked up safely.
Because doing this little thing
Can make a big difference.
Hi everyone, I'm Lieutenant John Young with the San Juan County Sheriff's Office. Our job is to protect and serve those who live in this great county we call home. Youth are a very important part of our communities. It is normal for children to become more independent and mature as they get older, but parental involvement drops by half between the 6th and 12th grade when our kids need us the most. To help stay involved and connected with your children, just ask the 5 W's. Where are you going? What are you doing? Who will you be with? When will you be home? And will there be drugs or alcohol? It's not being nosy, it's being a good parent. So come on, San Juan County, let's do this.
Here at Utah Naval Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
Blue Mountain Hospital is offering in-hospital and at-home dialysis, advanced sleep study clinics, pain management, hip and joint replacements, and cutting-edge radiology, including 3D mammograms. We're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
Said they were not able to
Back
get
live to San Juan High School, Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. High school hoops this afternoon. We're glad you've joined us. Starting the second half here at the Blanding Gymnasium, San Juan High School. It's Duchesne 26, San Juan 25 after one half of play. When we get to our first stoppage, we can maybe mention some scores from yesterday and today. We've run out of time, obviously. No more halftime show. We're underway in the second half, and Duchesne has the basketball to start. Anthony Doan, a good job to get position. He's run over by Deshaun Johnson, and that is our first foul of the second half. That was pretty obvious.
Yeah, good job by Anthony, just keeping his ground right there and stepping in the way.
Yeah, I'm surprised Deshaun kept that drive going. He was standing right in position, so I guess that happens. It happened so fast. Now R.J. Dally from the left wing drains the three. And if there was any question whether the foul affected his shooting, I guess not, as he goes right back to it. And now here's Parker Crum driving in, spins into the paint, hits the turnaround jumper, and Crum now has 14 on the day, ties the ball game. 28 all between these two teams. So San Juan already a better start. Boy, that really opened up for Doan. He decides to dish that to Keaton Ivins. I thought Doan was going to take that shot, but he elects to pass.
Yeah, he might have had a good look there if he would have went up with it, but looking for his teammate there, and Duchesne kind of did a good job rotating over and forcing the turnover right there.
So now the Broncos pressing the Eagles here. And a good job by Parker Crum to get that across for Duchesne. Now there was a wide open man, elects not to shoot. They go left wing. Preston Davis misses the three. The Broncos pull down the rebound. Anthony Doan, no-look pass down into the corner to Keaton Ivins. He's bumped a little bit, but hands it back to Doan, and now around the perimeter they go. Jake Ivins ultimately scores from the right side on the baseline, and the foul.
Well, Jake's had a couple of tough finishes today, and both of them ending in and one opportunities for him. So,
second foul on Parker Crum this afternoon. And San Juan regains the lead, 30-28. Minute 20 into the third quarter. San Juan was down by one to start this half, and Jake Ivins adds one, so it's 31-28. Ivins has 5 on the game. Here's Parker Crum helping Duchesne to get it across again. And now they hand off in the middle to Preston Davis. Goes into the right corner. Tanner Stansfield misses from 3. Rebounded by San Juan. Broncos the other way. Jake Ivins dishes to Brigham Nielsen on the drive. Now they give it to Keaton Ivins. He's in trouble on the floor on his knee. Coach Nielsen will call a very timely timeout with 6:17 to go in this third quarter, and the Broncos up 31-28. And we can take a look at some scores now real quick from yesterday. And in the only matchup this weekend between local teams, the Green River boys beat Monument Valley in Monument Valley last night 90-50. So that's not as bad as the Monument Valley girls scoring 100 on Monticello earlier in the week, but that's pretty close. And let's see, a lot of scores were unreported last night, but here's the ones that were reported. Over in Colorado, the Mancos boys beating Thomas McLaren. That's at Colorado Springs. That's a Colorado Springs school. 69-51 in that one. Of course, the San Juan boys beating North Summit last night, 77-70. Montezuma Cortez girls beating Bayfield 71-25, so that was a bit of a spanking. And that's kind of a local matchup, although Bayfield right out of our listening area. And the San Juan girls losing at North Summit last night, 66-32. We'll get to, I think there's only one score today. I'll get to that in a minute as the Broncos have the basketball in the offensive end. Jake Ivins can't score, but the Broncos get their own rebound, and now the ball knocked out of bounds by Duchesne. San Juan will reset here on the offensive baseline. So the only score that's been reported so far today, the Dolores boys losing at Ridgeway 58-48. Everything else is in progress. I had that the San Juan girls were supposed to play at Duchesne today, but maybe that was changed and I was unaware. We're getting word that they did not play today, so not certain on that. We'll find out after the dust settles on the weekend, I guess. And we can also discuss the RPI in a minute, or even as we play here. Duchesne with a shot from Crum, no good from three-point range. Rebounded by San Juan. So the Broncos doing a good job on the rebounds so far here in the third quarter.
And Duchesne's kind of just settling for a lot of three-point shots here this third quarter. We didn't see a lot of that in the first half, so that's interesting.
And R.J. Daly's effort from three-point range is partially blocked right there. And now the ball stripped away from Crum as he goes up. R.J. Daly just, or maybe it was Nielsen, just reached in sneakily and stripped that ball away right there. So it goes out of bounds off San Juan. And Duchesne will reset on the offensive baseline. Here's Parker Crum set to get it in and does so to an open Dallin Porter, who finishes off the glass from the right side. So he had a little space, and that makes it 31-30 San Juan. Anthony Doan drives through the lane, misses the layup from the right side, and it's rebounded by Duchesne. Eagles work it back into the offensive end. Deshaun Johnson at the top of the key, dribbles right, now passes it left. Around the perimeter they go. A three on the way. No good from Kyson Giles, rebounded by San Juan. Jake Ivins on the run, into the offensive end, misses the layup from the right side. And the rebound to Duchesne, and Deshaun Johnson takes the pass out ahead of everyone and lays it up.
That was a good-looking pass from Crum, a little no-look.
Again.
Good finish. I mean, Parker Crum was the quarterback over there in Duchesne for 3 years, won a state championship for him his sophomore year, and he's out here facilitating just like he's on a football field.
That's two no-look passes. Seems like he and Deshaun Johnson know where each other are. And so that one gives Duchesne the lead back 32-31. Well, we got a minute here. We got a timeout on the floor. And just mentioning that RPI, and Sam, there was a lot of movement after last night. North Summit with the loss to San Juan, dropping from 3rd to 5th. Duchesne lost to Grand County last night, but they're in 6th place, right behind North Summit. San Juan jumped up from 13th to 11, and I'm not 100% certain where Grand County was to start.
Grand County's actually 3A.
Well, they're 2A this year.
For basketball. Oh, no, you are right. They
Yeah.
did. There you go.
So they are up to 10th, right ahead of San Juan. So that'll be a fun meeting next week when those two teams face each other. And I think that's a one-off on Friday. It's just a trip to Grand, and then no game on Saturday for the boys. So that will be a fun matchup, possibly between number 10 and 11 or somewhere around there. Of course, San Juan's hoping to move back up or move up a little bit more if they can beat Duchesne here today. So San Juan out of the timeout has possession. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Broncos down by 1 once again. And it's Weston Jones in the middle of the paint for San Juan. Hands to Anthony Doan. He's in traffic, but a good job to protect the basketball. Little hook shot off the glass is good. Jake Ivins blew a shoe out. He's did that last night, or I think it was last night when he was playing with just one sock, one shoe. Doan scores, meanwhile. That gives San Juan the lead back. Now it's starting to look like last night where the teams just trade the 1-point lead over and over. That's what happened in the first half last night. It was just back and forth for the entire first half, North Summit and San Juan. There's the no-look again, and that's going to eventually get Dallin Porter open underneath, and he finishes from the left side. Duchesne's up again by 1.
And Duchesne's gotten a lot of good looks underneath the basket here in the third quarter, just easy shots. San Juan needs to tighten up their defense in the key a little bit.
Jake Ivins answers for the Broncos here as he drives in traffic and gets the runner. Now it's Crum for Duchesne. Little pump fake. Goes around Jake Ivins. Misses the three, though. Rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos work it back into the offensive end. Anthony Doan spins away from Johnson. Now a good job to dribble that over the reach of Parker Crum. They dished it to Weston Jones. He missed the three, but it's rebounded by San Juan, and now a foul. And this will be on number 2, Kyson Giles, his second of the day, and Duchesne has all 3 fouls now in the the third quarter. And that one apparently was a shooting foul, so Anthony Doan is at the line, drains the first of 2.
See, and I did just receive word that the girls did not play in Duchesne today because of the weather. They were not able to make it into Duchesne because of bad weather. So
I wonder if that'll be rescheduled, or I would think it would have to be. It's a region game, but I'm not sure how they're going to work that. That might be a cancellation. At any rate, Anthony Doan misses the second of the 2. Duchesne rebounded, and then a three, no good for Kyson Giles. San Juan coming back the other way. And a foul on the floor. It looks like an offensive charge to San Juan.
Yep, it looks like they're going to get Anthony Doan with the charge, and that's 3 on Anthony. So, I mean, not dire for the San Juan Broncos here, but maybe something to keep an eye out for. If he gets another one here, Anthony could be limited a little bit for the rest of the quarter.
Yeah, he stays in for now. Keaton Ivins comes out as Justice Black returns to the game for San Juan. And it is, of course, a turnover on the foul. So the Eagles coming back across the line with it. Down by 2. San Juan has a 36-34 lead. And Crum finds Deshaun Johnson. Justice Black defending him, but they're going to call Black for the foul, and it'll put Johnson to the line.
I think it's going to be 3 on Justice Black there, too. So another one to take a look at. San Juan's got a couple guys with 3 fouls here now.
And so Deshaun Johnson at the line for Duchesne. He has 4 points so far tonight. Going to try to tie this game up, and he does hit the first. 36-35 for San Juan. 2:49 left in the third quarter. And the second shot from Johnson rolls in. So we are once again tied 36-all here tonight at San Juan High School. As big Aiden Adams, a 6'3 senior. Not only is he 6'3, but he's pretty solid as well. Comes back into the game. He looks a lot like Justice Black, actually.
Yeah, that's a good matchup down there.
He might be slightly have the edge height-wise, but here comes Jake Ivins into the paint. Tried to pass that through legs, but it doesn't make it. That's a turnover to San Juan. Eagles running it in transition. Now they'll slow it up out on the perimeter. Kyson Giles will take a pass from Preston Davis. Now goes up and lobs it into the corner. Deshaun Johnson, an amazing job to save that, and then the Broncos intercept. Weston Jones on the run, has the ball swatted away, and the Eagles take it back away. So back-to-back turnovers, and it's where we were. Duchesne back in the offensive end, and there's a travel on Preston Davis. He got caught in between decisions, and that'll turn it back over to San Juan.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers here by both teams.
Yeah, unofficially I've got 9 for San Juan in the game and 8 for Duchesne. And so San Juan, the recipient of the most recent turnover, will work it across the line. Jagger Neves back in the game for the Broncos. Hands off to Anthony Doan. He's out near the midcourt circle. Now tries to spin away from Deshaun Johnson, but he carried the ball on the spin, and so that'll turn it back over to the Eagles. So another turnover on San Juan.
4 in a row right there.
Yeah. And now Parker Crum will have a chance just to walk it across lazily. No press from the Broncos. Over on the right side, Kyson Giles back to Crum. Straight away. Jagger Neves defending him, doing jumping jacks, and now a lane violation.
Man,
that's another turnover for
Duchesne. 3-second calls tonight. I have not seen one in a while, and there's 3 in this game.
These teams may be trying to play in the paint, would you say?
I guess so.
So Anthony Doan will be set to inbound in the backcourt here. Jagger Neves takes the pass, and he'll be the one to run it up. Working on the defensive Parker Crum. Hands off to Weston Jones. It opens up for him. He drives inside the free throw line, missed the jumper, and the rebound to Duchesne. So a missed opportunity there for San Juan. And the Eagles back in the offensive end with it. Pump fake for Crum. Now he spots a man underneath, and Dallin Porter will score, and the foul as he got Anthony Doan in the air up above him. And that will now be Doan's 4th foul of the night.
Man, that's tough, and again, just a great assist there by Parker Crum, finding his man underneath. He's had some pretty impressive assists here today, and you know, I mean, like you said, you stop Crum, that's kind of the recipe, but right now he's the one that's keeping the Eagles ticking right now.
Yeah, and Porter created the foul, obviously, with the fake. Good patience by the 6'2 senior. He does complete the three-point play, and Duchesne has a 3-point lead, 39-36, and now
they're taking Anthony Doan out, but according to the scoreboard up there, they gave that to Justice Black because it looks like Justice has got 4 fouls.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a super-duper break for San Juan if that's the case.
But Nielsen, or not, yeah, Coach Nielsen brought out Anthony Doan, not Justice Black, so I'm a little confused.
Well, we may all be confused. Meanwhile, here's Justice with the hook shot, and that's good from the right side. We'll figure it out. We'll see how it works. Sometimes they do put wrong stats up on the scoreboard, and what's in the book is what matters, obviously. So we'll see what happens as this continues on. Duchesne with it back in the offensive end. The Broncos have pulled back to within one with that Justice Black bucket. Now Parker Crum trying to go around Jake Ivins, and he does with a couple of jump stops. Wow, and Crum hits the runner. What an effort by the 5'10 senior for Duchesne there, and that gives them the 3-point lead back, 41-38.
Yeah, that was a crazy finish. I can't believe we got that to go.
Last 20 seconds of the third quarter. Still a lot of time left in this one, and it's been a close game throughout. 41-38 right now for Duchesne. San Juan looking to get the last shot of the period. Jake Ivins mishandled the pass and ended up walking with that basketball. So that will turn it back over to Duchesne. 11 turnovers now for San Juan in the game. And it'll be Jashawn Johnson to inbound to Parker Crum. How many times have we seen that where a team is trying to get the last possession, but they ultimately don't? And now they're going to call an elbow, a shove by Parker Crum offensively here. So that's an offensive foul, and his third. So with 3.5 seconds to go, San Juan's going to get the ball right back. And Jagger Neves lobs it into Jake Ivins. He's on the drive. Gives it to Trip Palmer for three at the buzzer, no.
That's a good look there to end the half, though, or the quarter.
Yeah, a little bit flat on the shot, and the quarter ends with a 41-38 lead for the Eagles. Visiting San Juan here today, looking to get a big Region 15 victory. One of these teams will come away with that. San Juan with the upset win over North Summit last night. This Duchesne team lost to Grand County in Moab last night. We will take a break and return for the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Live from San Juan High School in Blanding, it's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Blue Mountain Hospital, we're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Back live to San Juan High School as we begin the fourth quarter here this afternoon. The San Juan Broncos trailing the Duchesne Eagles 41-38, but Jagger Neves hits the jumper. It looks like they gave him 2 on that shot. He was right at the line, but had his foot on the line. So it is 41-40. And now Duchesne back in the offensive end, and this one is a 3 from a kid we haven't called his name a lot today, Dylan Hughes with his first points. That's a big 3-point basket right there for Hughes. San Juan back in the offensive end, down by 4 now, and the ball stripped away from San Juan. And the Eagles coming back the other way. Here is Kyson Giles sending it up top to Preston Davis. He'll back it out into the midcourt Bronco. And on the dribble, now bounces it ahead to Dylan Hughes. Hughes just to the right of the free throw line, swinging it above the head. And now Kyson Giles protects the basketball away from Jake Ivins, but as he gets the dribble out in front of himself, that allows Ivins a chance to strip that away, and the Broncos get another steal, and they've got a chance to set it up. Jagger Neves baseline drive, had to kick it back out. R.J. Dowley saves that on the far side. Now a nice bounce from Anthony Doan into the middle to Trip Palmer, and he's right under the basket for the roll in there.
Great job by Anthony creating some offense there, getting the penetration and finding the open man.
And I see a Duchesne player laying on his back and a foul being whistled, so this is going to be on San Juan's Jake Ivins.
Jake Ivins doing Jake Ivins things out there, running people over.
And so Duchesne will reset a fresh 35 here following the first foul of the quarter. And Kyson Giles lobs it in. And now a shot from the corner is off the mark from Giles for 3. Rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos coming the other way, and Jake Ivins is fouled as he comes through the middle by Dylan Hughes, and that's going to be the third on Hughes. That's probably why we haven't seen Hughes a lot since early in the game.
And they're going to give him continuation on that, let him shoot. Duchesne not very happy about it.
Yeah, wow, I didn't expect that. So Jake Ivins is at the line, and the first shot rolls off. So far, San Juan not able to capitalize on the shooting foul, and Ivins one more opportunity. That one's good. So he has 8 for San Juan, and the Broncos back to within 1 again, 44-43. Down to 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the game now. This has been a good one. San Juan had a lot of offensive struggles in the second quarter. Other than that, it's been a lot of back and forth. Duchesne turns it over here. A lot of turnovers in this game, actually. It opens up for Trip Palmer. He puts up the wide open 3, but it's off a little bit to the left. Rebounded by Duchesne.
Kind of surprised on that when you don't see Tripp shooting a lot of threes. Taking his chance there, though. And are they getting Jake
going to
for
call
another one?
Jake Ivins for a foul here.
So now he's looking dangerous. That's 4 for Jake.
Yeah, and Brigham Nielsen will come in. Jagger Neves is who he's replacing, though. So looks like for the time being, Coach Nielsen is going to leave Jake Ivins out there. Nope, now he's got Weston Jones standing up. Oh, and there's a foul on R.J. Dowley as Deshaun Johnson put up the shot, and that's going to put Johnson at the line. And now that's 4 on Dowley, yep.
You know, San Juan might be getting themselves in a little bit of foul trouble here in the fourth quarter.
Still 5:46 to go in the game, and a 1-point lead for the visiting Duchesne Eagles. And here's Deshaun Johnson at the line. He hasn't been amazing from the line today, but he hits right here. And, excuse me, and it's a 2-point lead again for the Eagles as Jagger Neves and Weston Jones come back into the game, replacing those 2 men with 4 fouls. And so Deshaun Johnson will toe the line for one more shot here. And it is good. So he hits both. Johnson has 8, and Duchesne's up by 3, 46-43. 5:46 to go in this ball game now, so the Broncos have got some work to do. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part this afternoon by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of the 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telcom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Red's Ace Hardware, and Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores. Big thanks to all the sponsors making these broadcasts possible. As Anthony Doan brings it in for the Broncos. Dishes to the right side. A 3 for Weston Jones is no good. We've got a foul off the ball away from the shot here.
I wasn't watching. I didn't see who that was on, but it looks like it was somebody on Duchesne.
Yeah, it's going to be on, did you say 44 or 34? Maybe
34,
well,
I believe.
Yeah, 34 is the only one out there, so that's Dallin Porter's first. And now San Juan inbounds. It's intercepted, though, so the Broncos turn it over and give Duchesne an opportunity, and now they open the door for Parker Crum. He goes right up the middle, and that's a kid you can't let drive. He's got 18 with that one, and it's now 48-43 for Duchesne.
Yeah, he did a good job just splitting the defense on that, and then there's nobody else underneath the basket as soon as he was able to get through.
Doan spins his way toward the lane, and reaching in and fouling him is Preston Davis. And that is Davis's third. Duchesne doesn't have anybody in nearly as much foul trouble as San Juan. The Broncos have Jake Ivins, R.J. Dowley, and Anthony Doan all with 4. We're not certain on the Anthony Doan situation, though, because they had, at least on the scoreboard, given Justice Black that foul, but we'll see if that's true. Meanwhile, Doan misses a layup attempt here in traffic, and the rebound to Duchesne, and the Eagles have it back in the offensive end. Here's Parker Crum going around Doan. I think we're about to find out. Yeah, this is on Doan, so if that's not 5, it's 4.
Well, they're acting like it's 4 here. He's staying on the court, so good thing for San Juan to keep Anthony in.
Okay. Well, that's the case. And now Doan, wow, what a play by Doan as he goes up into the air to knock away the inbound pass and then intercepted himself while in the air, dumped it down and saved it from going out. Here's a foul as Weston Jones comes through, and that may be on Parker Crum. Nope. That'll be on Kyson Giles, it looks like.
And we got both teams with 4 fouls, so next foul for each team is going to put the other team in the bonus. So here with 4:45 left, that could be big coming down the stretch.
And so San Juan will set it up. Trip Palmer in the corner, spinning away. And what a play as he goes around Dallin Porter right to the hole and finishes from the left side.
That was a great move by Tripp, just spinning off his defender and getting right to the hoop.
Man, those long legs, giraffe steps to the bucket right there. Makes it 48-45, so San Juan pulls back to within 3. A lot of time still left, just over 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Now Parker Crum to the free throw line, pulls up and drains the jumper.
Yeah, that's a tough shot, and just like you said, over the long reach of Trip Palmer, that's a tough shot.
Jake Ivins driving hard to the hole. He's fouled as he comes in by Jashawn Johnson, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's the 3rd on Johnson, and Jake Ivins is at the line for San Juan once again. So far tonight, he's 2 of 4 from the line, so he'll try to increase that a little bit here. And points are key for San Juan now, down to 4:06 to go in the game. Down by 5 here after that bucket from Parker Crum, and the first for Jake Ivins is good. So that is a big bonus for San Juan.
There's 4 on number 0. I can't remember his name, but that could be a big play right there too. He's got 4, and he's going to come off here for a couple minutes.
And by the way, San Juan is in the bonus with that foul. So Jashawn Johnson with 4 fouls. I must have missed a foul in the first half, but who was that shooting just then?
Jake Ivins.
So Ivins made that one. That pulls San Juan back to within 3. And so he made both of them, and now a timeout. Duchesne's going to have the basketball when we come back. It's a minute timeout. We'll take a quick break ourselves and return to San Juan High School, where the Broncos trail the Duchesne Eagles 50-47. High school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
Is what he did. So now they're going to have him go out and fix this, or fix it right now. Of course, Coach Hoops does not want to take him out. So I guess they're going to allow him to repair this and delay the game here.
Well, yeah, it looks like they gave him an official timeout here, so let him get it right. And if you're San Juan here, you know, it's time to get a couple defensive stops, you know, down 3. You got to give yourself an opportunity here to be able to come in the 1-possession game and, you know, make some big shots here at the end and get a couple big stops. There's only 2 minutes left in the game, so every possession is going to be big here.
Yeah, huge bucket right there by Anthony Doan to pull San Juan back to within 3. Now here is Crum, unable to hit the fade from the left side, and that's a break for San Juan. That's one of those stops you talked about, Bobby, and now the ball knocked away from Weston Jones out of bounds by Crum. So the Broncos will reset with 30 on the shot clock in the offensive end, and San Juan could tie with a 3 here. Doan baseline, and he loses it off his own foot, out of bounds.
That's tough right there, but, you know, plenty of time left here still. Coach Nilsson just stuck R.J. Daly back in the game that last possession, too, getting his 3-point shooter back out there, so we'll have to wait and see what San Juan's got up their sleeve here.
Yeah, the Broncos have a couple players with 4 fouls who are in the basketball game. And now it's Johnson for Duchesne, handing off to Preston Davis. Around the top of the key, then hands off left wing for Kyson Giles. He keeps the ball away from Anthony Doan temporarily. Now they go to Crum. left wing, tries to drive around the defense, and they call the charge on Crum.
Good job defensively there. I think that was R.J. Daly kind of stepping in the way and put himself in a good position to take that charge.
Yeah, he was strafing a little bit, and I think as long as he has position, that's the way they call those these days. So, and now here's Jagger Neves putting up a shot. Are they going to give him the bucket and the foul? Flying out of bounds was Kyson Giles, and it will be on Giles and the bucket, I believe. That will be Giles' fourth. And Jagger Neves at the line. They do give him the points.
And Jagger, great job being aggressive there, but Duchesne, their coaching staff and the crowd here definitely not very happy with that call. They thought that that should have been called an offensive charge.
And so Jagger is at the line to try to complete a three-point play and tie this game up, if you can believe that. And he does. Ice in the veins. He's got 10. The Broncos have tied it at 54. Coach Hoops is going to call a timeout with 1:12 to go in what promises to be an exciting last minute here this afternoon. Or maybe it's San Juan timeout, it looks like. So San Juan calling the timeout. We'll take it too, and we will return to San Juan High School for what's going to be an exciting finish. It's 54 all. High School Hoops live on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports.
Back live to San Juan High School. A minute, 10 seconds left as we get back underway. We're all tied at 54 between the San Juan Broncos and Duchesne Eagles here this afternoon. And the Eagles with the basketball. Here's Kyson Giles on the drive. Had the shot partially blocked by San Juan. And back the other way come the Broncos. Jagger Neves to the hole, but can't get the finger roll. Preston is right there to clean it up, though. Stand by here. Trip Palmer on the follow-up. Jagger Neves didn't score on the first shot, and Trip Palmer was right there to clean it up. What a play by the Broncos to get the offensive rebound and stay with it there.
Man, and good sequence there for the sophomore Trip Palmer. Big defensive block down there on Duchesne, and then, puts himself in a good position down here to get the go-ahead basket here.
Boy, that was a bit of a flurry, and then suddenly it falls silent in here again as Duchesne calls the timeout this time. So now it's the San Juan Broncos with the very slim lead, 56-54. These two games this weekend have been the best of the season so far, at least the most fun for us. I know it's stressful from the coaching perspective.
Oh, yeah, but neck and neck, and again, just tough play by both teams here tonight. No team has been able to really stretch a lead. They both had leads today, but everybody's just keeping it close. And now here we are, 2-point ball game, under a minute left.
Yeah, it looked to me like Duchesne was going to be able to keep San Juan at arm's length, but the Broncos have rallied. They got the stops they needed, like you said. A couple misses down here for Duchesne. And so what a finish we're in store for here. The Broncos now hanging on to the 2-point lead. It'll be Duchesne basketball out of this timeout with 39 seconds remaining in the ball game. And the Eagles get it into Preston Davis. Coach Nielsen down here working on losing his voice as Deshaun Johnson has it for Duchesne.
Wow.
His pass is deflected, and they're going to say backcourt. Nope, they're going to correct it.
Nope.
It was deflected, so it should not be a backcourt, and it will not be. And it'll be Duchesne basketball, inadvertent whistle. And so the Eagles will inbound now in the backcourt. That does give them a chance to reset a little bit where the play should have just continued with 27 seconds to go. But now I guess maybe the added challenge is for Duchesne to get this ball in, and they do. it took a little effort. Strong defense by San Juan. And now trying to work it across the line is Davis. He does bounce it ahead to Kyson Giles. Giles will lob it up underneath the basket. A whistle sounds before the shot. And it looks like it's going to be a foul on Brigham Nielsen defensively off the ball. And, Duchesne is in the bonus, so they will go to the line here to shoot a couple.
We're going to make Duchesne earn these right here. That foul might not have been the worst thing in the world.
I was going to say, they were about, Dallin Porter was about to he did lay that in.
Yeah, they had the easy two underneath, so now they're going to make them earn the tough ones.
Now if Davis can't score these two, that is a very interesting and maybe the most genius foul of the night by Brigham Nielsen. And now you remember the missed layup from earlier on this evening?
Oh, yeah.
From Dallin Porter. So Preston Davis makes the first of the two. Let's see if he can make the second. And he does, so Preston Davis with ice in the veins.
Big time right there.
And now Duchesne is going to call the timeout. They've just tied the ball game with 17 seconds left. So now we talked about going back to that Dallin Porter missed layup. He was completely uncovered right under the basket. It would be a 2-point lead right now for Duchesne. And instead, San Juan is going to get the inbound play here and an opportunity to get the miracle buzzer-beating finish.
Well, if you're San Juan here, there's 16 seconds left. You want to make sure that you get the last shot of the ball game here. You're playing for either the win or overtime. So hopefully they can get something drawn up. You don't want any stupid turnovers, any fouls or anything like that to give the ball back to Duchesne to give them a chance to win here in regulation. So,
yeah, that's a fact. And the Broncos have struggled with the turnovers today. So that is the one thing you really have to avoid right here. Of course, if you're Duchesne, you have to avoid the foul. So that would put San Juan to the line, both teams in the bonus. Either way, it's going to be fun. High school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live, brought to you in part by Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, Primary Residential Mortgage, Four Corners Electric, San Juan School District Adult Education, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Bradford Tire, San Juan Counseling, Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, San Juan Mortuary, Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug and Boutique, San Juan Credit Union, Tailor-Made Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. Once again, a huge thanks to all the sponsors. We will thank you one final time during the close tonight. The Broncos inbound the ball, 13 seconds to go. Jagger Neves gets it across the line with the dribble, picks it up, now takes a look at his options. They find R.J. Daly, back to Jagger Neves. 2 seconds ago, he's in the lane, doesn't get the roll, and that's the way it ends. Jagger Neves goes through, gets the shot up, but he can't score, and the buzzer sounds we're headed to overtime, 56 all.
Man, I mean, not a terrible look there from San Juan. Probably would like to get something a little more open, but Jagger doing his best to get that up there and just couldn't quite get the roll there for the win.
And interesting, with all the fouls they've called tonight, that was a pretty physical play. They let it go, and now we're going to have overtime. And I'm not sure what the referees are telling the scorers here. I don't know. I guess so. The teams stay in the bonus. Is that the situation?
I'm not sure if they'll. I actually do think that does roll over into your overtime. So I'm sure both teams will stay in the bonus. I think each team gets one timeout in overtime. 4 minutes left, and I guess we get some free basketball here on a Saturday afternoon, Rhett.
My sad iPad doesn't know that the fouls don't reset, so that's how it goes. This iPad is from a previous generation. So. All right, we're going to get ourselves another tip to start this thing. It's been a long time since I've seen some overtime, but we're about to see it right here tonight. What a fun game between Duchesne and San Juan. We're all tied at 56 through regulation, so they will switch sides. No, they're going to stay on the same side. San Juan going from left to right from our perspective on the radio dial. And it'll be Keaton Ivins and Dallin Porter going against each other on the tip. And this time Keaton Ivins drags it down out of the sky. And the Broncos will have the opening possession of the OT. Anthony Dones dribbles into the paint, kicks it out. R.J. Daly, three, knocks it down. Wow, bring him off the bench with 4 fouls, and he hits a three. First bucket in overtime.
Good way to start overtime there for San Juan.
Now it's Crum driving through to the bucket he goes. He can't get the shot. They call him for the offensive charge on the push-off, and that will foul Parker Crum out of the game.
Well, they're showing only 4 up on the scoreboard. I think he's got 1 more, I guess.
My goodness, so I don't know. So you know what? I probably gave Parker Crum one of Deshaun Johnson's fouls.
Oh, okay.
So that was the gist there. So Anthony Doan with the basketball for San Juan. The foul turns the ball over to the Broncos. R.J. Daly for 3 again, no. And a whistle on the rebound. This will be against San Juan.
Going to get Keaton Ivins again. Was he?
That'll be 3 for him.
On him.
No, you're thinking of last night.
I was thinking last night. He was in foul trouble all night last night.
Somehow they've kept him off the board today, and that's only 3 fouls to the Broncos senior. Now I think Parker Crum may be bleeding or something over here. He's looking at his arm.
Take him to the foul line, too, because of the bonus situation here.
Right,
so.
That's right. So, yeah, the offensive foul on Parker Crum, so that's why there were no shots. And so this is a big deal as Duchesne now makes it 59-57 as Dallin Porter drains that one. So they pulled to within 2 and can make it a 1-point game right here. And Dallin Porter with ice in the veins does indeed do that. He's up to 13, second leading scorer in this game for the Eagles. Here's Anthony Doan, almost losing the dribble, but corrals it. Now Jagger Neves takes a handoff. Backs his way into the paint, bounces it left side for Doan. Little pump fake, bounces into the lane and misses the finger roll off the right side, and on the rebound, a foul to San Juan.
Keaton Ivins again, just not in good position going up for the rebound there, and that's going to give another 2 free shots to Duchesne, and they've done a good job down the stretch here making their foul shots.
And they could take the lead once again from the line here with 3:06 left in the first overtime. What a ball game here this afternoon, going on into evening now. And here is Dallin Porter again, and he makes no mistake on the front end. And foul shots are key, obviously, here with everybody in the bonus. Dallin Porter could give Duchesne the lead back with this one. And it's up and rolls in. And so Dallin Porter has made 4 straight from the line. He gives his team a 60-59 lead. Anthony Doan spots Jagger Neves. A lot of contact underneath. He can't make the shot. Weston Jones can't make the follow-up, but he is fouled and he'll shoot 2. And that'll be on Kyson Giles.
Man, we might be shooting foul shots for the whole overtime period here.
Yeah. Good offensive rebound that time for San Juan to create that play. And now Weston Jones at the line. That is Giles' 5th foul, according to...
Showing 4 up on the board up there.
Is that? Oh, that was Preston Davis who got the foul.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's been my problem, I think, all night, as I've been giving fouls to the wrong people. And Weston Jones is unable to make the front end of these foul shots here, so that is huge. That keeps it 60-59. And now I'm not sure why R.J. Daly's coming out of this game here. I guess they were short a man, Duchesne.
Hell, he was hiding out in the corner over there. You had half the stands up here screaming at the Bronco defense to get back so they didn't get a free leaker.
And Weston Jones misses both foul shots, so the Broncos are still down by 1. And Parker Crum will hand off to Deshaun Johnson. 2:45 to go in the overtime. San Juan is still, well, they've scored 3 in the overtime. They've got the R.J. Daly 3. Duchesne has scored 4. And there's a shot from the right side, no good, from Parker Crum, and it's pulled down out of the sky by San Juan. And the Broncos work it in. The ball is knocked out of bounds, or actually goes out of bounds off San Juan. So San Juan turns it over here.
Well, that's tough. Anthony just trying to get a shot underneath the basket, just mishandles the basketball and gives it right back to Duchesne.
The Eagles will walk it up with 2:20 to go in the overtime. And Duchesne up 60-59. Coach Nielsen is jumping up and down over here, wanted a travel called. But it's Parker Crum, straightaway 3, yes, wow. What a bucket for Parker Crum, and that makes it a 4-point game, 63-59.
And he'd been quiet for most of the overtime, but that's a big shot.
Anthony Doan answers.
Matches it.
And that makes it a 1-point game again. Back-to-back threes for these two teams, and it's 63-62. timeout with just under 2 minutes to go in the overtime. My goodness, what a finish. What a finish. An overtime going on here, and it's still anybody's game. That was a big three by Crum, but what a huge answer right there for Anthony Doan, who's playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, he's had 4 fouls for a while, so good job on Anthony keeping himself in the ball game.
Same with R.J. Daly. You look at the points in this OT, all of them coming from players with 4 fouls. So they're playing still, and there have been some fouls called here in the OT. In fact, that's how Duchesne established their lead, was with foul shots from Dallin Porter. So we're getting set to get back to action with 1:55 to go in the overtime. And Duchesne, who's led for most of the OT, up 63-62. Walking it across is Preston Davis. Jagger Neves defending him. And it goes to Kyson Giles on the far side. Lobs it up underneath. Almost knocked away by Trip Palmer, but now a foul as Dallin Porter goes up for the shot, and he will go to the line.
Well, they've had that look a couple times now. Porter does a good job sealing underneath of Trip Palmer, and they've had a couple of good entry passes to get that good look underneath on the basket.
Yeah, with his size, he does a good job to get position on the bucket there, and now he gets a chance at the line now, and he hasn't made any mistake in this OT from the line, and he drains the first of 2.
Yeah, so for the Eagles, you like to see Porter at the foul line
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, in fact, and that makes it 64-62. Let's see, he's a perfect 8 of 8 today, so make it 9 of 9. He must practice foul shots. 65-62, a 3-point lead again for Duchesne. 96 seconds to go in the game. In the OT, I should say. Anthony Doan takes a pass, and now Jagger Neves gets run over by Jashawn Johnson. What are they going to call here?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Have they called Jashawn Johnson?
Jagger, but yeah, I thought they called it on Jagger, but Duchesne's coach is not happy.
If it's on Johnson, it's his 5th.
And it is on Johnson. They called it, kind of ran through the screen there on Jagger.
He did, yeah. I mean, Jagger was stationary. So, and Jagger will shoot. So Jashawn Johnson is done.
Yeah, that'll be
unless
5.
Yeah, they still haven't put it up on the board.
Go,
that was still the second on Jagger.
That's 5 on him, and we're gonna have to get a sub in for him here.
Yeah, that's correct. So they're gonna have to figure that out. And I mean, it was pretty obvious. Jagger was standing there and definitely got run over. So there's really nothing to argue on that play, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, Jagger had a good position on that. Came up and set just a good hard screen, and good job for him just keeping his ground there and drawing the foul.
So Jashawn Johnson finishes with 8 points. Second player to foul out of this game. Jake Ivins is done for San Juan. And he had a good game as well. He had 10 points. So both teams now missing good players. And a couple players still with 4 fouls. There's a big foul shot for Jagger Neves. He now has 11. And pulls San Juan back to within 2. All that happening in just a few seconds there. We still got 90 seconds left in this game. Neves hits both foul shots. So he has 12 points, and the Broncos are back to within 1.
Well, Jagger had some big foul shots last night, too, and coming up big here in overtime for the Broncos.
And now San Juan looking for a big stop as Duchesne has it in the offensive end. And it's Tanner Stansfield on the left wing. Hands off, Crum for 3 for the left wing. It rims out. That's a big miss, but an offensive rebound for Duchesne. And so the Eagles will have another chance, and they could run this all the way down to near 30 seconds to go in the game with this shot clock at 25. On the right wing now, Kyson Giles with the basketball. And there's a man wide open underneath. Tanner Stansfield unguarded, lays it up and in.
And if you're the Broncos, you don't want to give up an easy bucket like that down the stretch right here.
67-64, Anthony Doan spins to the paint and answers for the Broncos. 67-66, last 38 seconds of this game. Shot clock is a 10-second disparity. And now it is Preston Davis with the basketball for the Eagles. So San Juan looking for a stop here or a miss. Everybody in the game, and Duchesne is going to call a timeout with 28 seconds to go 21 seconds on the shot clock. Wow.
Hell, this is going to come down to the last possession, I'm thinking, and Duchesne's probably going to want to eat the clock down as far as they can to get the best look that they can get here. But San Juan, you know, you got to just buckle down, play good defense right here. Hopefully you'll get the miss. I think San Juan's probably still got a timeout, so let's get a good set here from the Broncos, call a timeout, and see if we can go down and get a game-winning basket here.
Yeah, so if you're drawing it up, if you're Duchesne, obviously you want to run the time down to 8 seconds and get that shot away with 8 seconds to go. So even if it's a miss, the Broncos are obviously going to be dealing with an exceptionally quick play. They would have to get the rebound and then quickly call a timeout to draw it up. But they may be drawing up a rebound play right now. I don't know. But it is going to be a time factor for San Juan unless they can somehow force a turnover. And obviously you have to avoid the foul here as well. So it's just going to be a crazy finish. I guess that's the fun of it. You don't know what's going to happen in these next 20 seconds here.
A good way to wrap up a good weekend of basketball here.
For sure. And it's been anybody's game this entire time. And Duchesne holding the 1-point lead right now. So they have the advantage. And we'll see what San Juan can do here to try to get this ball away. Eagles inbound it. 24 seconds on the clock, 16 on the shot clock. Here's Tanner Stansfield with the basketball on the left wing for the Eagles. They'll dump it out high. They may even suffer the shot clock violation here if you're Duchesne.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 seconds here. They're not even going to get a shot off.
Crum gets the three away as the buzzer sounds, and they get their own rebound. And now the Broncos have to foul. With just 1 second to go, they foul, so they were unable to get the rebound on the Parker Crum miss. And so they had to foul. The big offensive rebound for Duchesne is key. And now it will be Preston Davis at the line for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's probably worst case scenario if you're the Broncos right there. Just not a lot of time on the clock. There's a minute left on the clock here. Or sorry, not a minute, there's a second left. So even if he misses both of these shots, it's going to be tough to try and even get remotely a decent shot.
Yeah, and it's kind of moot, but Anthony Doan also fouled out of the game on that. So he was the one who had to foul. And so a tough break for San Juan, and now it would take a miracle. You'd have to have Preston Davis miss one of these two. And he makes the first. Actually, I guess you don't have to have the miss ultimately. And Coach Nielsen is going to call a timeout. It's a 2-point lead for Duchesne. So if Davis makes the second of the two, it would be a 3-point lead, and the Broncos would have 1 second to get the ball in, maybe with a touchdown-type pass to midcourt, and then a buzzer-beating three would be absolutely epic. And the best they could hope for would be double overtime. But if you're Preston Davis, do you miss on purpose right here?
That's a strategy some people use sometimes, because then you don't allow San Juan to kind of get a set and to, you know, try and get an open guy. It's a lot tougher if you're San Juan to take that ball off the rebound and try and get a good shot with 1 second.
So if you're the Broncos, you have to prepare for both scenarios right here, whether it's a made shot or a miss. And so obviously Duchesne has the edge with the lead, and the man shooting the foul shots, Preston Davis. We'll see if Duchesne plays in the key. They were all back in the backcourt previously, but we'll see what Coach Hoops draws up right here on this final foul shot.
Yeah, typically you'll just drop them back. Just, you know, you'll give up a full court shot for San Juan, but you don't want them to get an easy free one back. So
I just wondered if they would come up and try to play some man D here to try to, if it's a miss especially, then you could really give San Juan trouble. And it does look like, nope, they're going to come into the backcourt. They got one man in the key. So they've got Tanner Stansfield. Now you've got Parker Crum sneaking up into the front court. So yeah, it looks like they're just going to kind of play a man D here and leave 3 players for San Juan in the key. So here comes the foul shot for Preston Davis. 1.5 seconds to go. He makes it, so it's a 3-point lead, and now a timeout for San Juan. And so 69-66. The Broncos are going to have to find a miracle finish here. They're going to have to find a way to get someone open for a pass and then an immediate 3-point shot to tie the game. 2 points won't do it right here.
And I guess the only thing if you're Duchesne is you're telling your kids don't foul. You don't want to
give
get
them
a
a
stupid foul.
four-point play, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, San Juan, you got to get something drawn up to get in somebody's relative good range and try and get a good shot off. And Duchesne, you're looking to not foul right here and give San Juan a chance to tie it up at the foul line.
And Easton Nielsen looks like he's been ready to go with the play all this whole time. And, I mean, what a situation to be coaching in here. You just talk about maybe the stress or the tension of coaching in this fashion right here, but they're doing it, and this has been a real fun game for sure.
It has been. It's been back and forth, and, man, all weekend long, we haven't seen anybody run away with the game for 2 games here straight. It's been anybody's ball game these last couple of games, and so be curious to see what we've got drawn up here for San Juan.
How about Region 15, man? I mean, you know, it's got some fun games in this region.
It's been an awesome couple of, games that we've had these first 4 games of region.
This is going to be a fun home stretch, I think, this year, and who knows what can happen later in the year. All right, well, let's see what San Juan drew up. Brigham Nielsen from the baseline gets it to Weston Jones, throws it up, and it was close, but it would have been a miracle. It sails wide right. That was about as good as you could have hoped for, except for the make right there, and definitely no reason to hang their heads. It's a tough finish. But, boy, the Broncos gave themselves a chance right there at the buzzer. Weston Jones unable to hit the miracle shot. And it is a 69-66 overtime win for the Duchesne Eagles. What a fun game this was. I know this is a tough loss, but the Broncos played their hearts out here today. So did Duchesne, and a great game today.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. Both teams just played tough the whole time. And again, San Juan kind of coming up short there, but obviously, you know, we've talked about it before in other games similar to this. There's so many good things that you can take away from games like this that you can use moving forward if you're the Broncos.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with final game stats, and we'll see if Coach Nielsen comes up to chat with us here in just a little bit. We'll start the post-game show. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
I'm going to go use the restroom really fast.
Okay, ma'am.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
As we open the post-game show on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Glad you've joined us today. What an exciting game it was. Back-to-back exciting games this weekend, and a 69-66 overtime win for Duchesne over San Juan this afternoon. The Eagles, I think, hit seven or eight, probably 8, I guess it was, straight foul shots in the overtime. I don't believe they missed at all from the foul line in overtime, and so that really was the factor at the end. And, I mean, what an overtime it was. The fourth quarter was 18-15 in favor of San Juan, but the OT 13-10 in favor of the Eagles. So in a 5-minute period in OT, the team scored almost as many points as they did in any of the other quarters throughout the game. So it was quite a finish and a bit of a heartbreaker for San Juan, but what a game we saw here this afternoon to follow up San Juan's upset win last night over North Summit. Let's take a look at the final game stats, and we'll just see if Coach Easton Nielsen comes up to chat with us here. It may be a tough one to chat about afterwards. I know he was not super excited about the way things finished, but we'll see if he comes up for a post-game chat. If not, we'll just talk with him next week. So just going by the score by quarters, 18-11 for San Juan in the first quarter. Then the Broncos had a tough second quarter. They were outscored by Duchesne 15-7. And Duchesne winning the third quarter, 15-13. But like I said, the Broncos rallied to win the fourth and force OT, 18-15. But, Bobby, I was pointing out the team scored 23 points in the overtime, and Duchesne obviously had the three-point edge. And I don't have the full stats on it, but I'm pretty sure they made 8 straight foul shots and didn't miss from the foul line in the OT.
I think they did, and down the stretch, yeah, even going back into that fourth quarter, Duchesne was really doing a good job at the foul line, keeping him in the ball game, and that probably was a big deciding factor in how this ball game ended up.
Yeah, similar to last night. You know, foul shots a lot of times decide games, and so the Broncos kind of fell off, not where they necessarily wanted to be tonight. Ended the night 16 of 26 from the line for 62%. How about the Eagles, man? They were 25 of 29 free throws tonight for 86%. So that's right where both teams were last night, and that's where you really want to be. And so similar to what we said last night against North Summit, it's kind of the way it fell for the Broncos here today. And looks like probably they lost the game from the line. Obviously, a lot went into it throughout the game, but when you look at that stat, that's always a big one. Shooting from the floor, exactly even this afternoon. San Juan and Duchesne ended 40.4% from the floor today. The Broncos took more shots by 10. They were 23 of 57, and the Eagles were 19 of 47. So obviously a lot of points came from the foul line for the Eagles, 25 of them. So it was a big night, a big afternoon at the free throw line for Duchesne. Some other team stats. Well, let's continue with the shooting, I guess, from inside the arc. The Broncos won that department, 19 of 41 for 46%. Duchesne was 13 of 29 for 45%. From beyond the arc, Duchesne had the edge, 6 of 18 for 33%. San Juan was 4 of 16 for 25%. And we already talked about the foul shots. San Juan out-rebounded Duchesne unofficially, 30-25. And they lost the turnover battle, though. 14 turnovers for the Broncos, 11 for Duchesne. I had Duchesne for 4 shot blocks and San Juan for 3. 2 steals for the Broncos and 1 for Duchesne. And again, all that team stat stuff is unofficial from my perspective, but there it is. And now we'll take a look individually for these two teams. Parker Crum fouled out of the game late, but he did finish the day with the game-high 23 points. Dallin Porter had 17 and some key foul shots down the stretch, especially in overtime. Deshaun Johnson and Preston Davis both had an 8-point effort today. Kyson Giles had 6. 4 points for Tanner Stansfield, and Dylan Hughes scored 3 for the Eagles. 6 3-point baskets for Duchesne, 3 of them for Parker Crum. Kyson Giles had 2 and 1 for Dylan Hughes. For San Juan, it was Anthony Doan leading the way. He fouled out in the very last second of this game with 21 points. And let's see, Jagger Neves had 12, R.J. Daly 11, and Jake Ivins 10. So the Broncos had 4 players in double-digit scoring today. Trip Palmer had 8 points off the bench for San Juan, and Justice Black had 4. So the 3-point baskets, there were 4 of them for the Broncos. 3 were R.J. Daly's and 1 for Anthony Doan. And that is a look at the final game stats. Bobby, I'm not sure either Coach Nielsen is involved in a deep conversation in the locker room with his players. I see Billy Hoops has gone over to talk with the San Juan folks, and I don't know what ties the Hoopses have locally, but like I said, I know they've done some coaching over here, and so he's traveling around talking to folks. I don't know if he's got some relations or knows some folks, but obviously the Hoops family is a long-standing tradition in Duchesne, and especially on the basketball court, but they've done some football coaching as well, so they are a long-standing tradition and obviously real nice people and real polite. A big win for Duchesne today, 69-66 in OT. What a barn burner it was, both of these games here at the San Juan High School gym these last couple days.
Yeah, no, it's been a fun weekend of basketball, and you know, if you're San Juan, I don't think you really have much to hang your head about. I mean, you get a big win last night against North Summit, and you come in here and you compete against a tough Duchesne team. So, if you're Coach Nilsson, I think that's all you can ask for. Obviously, you've got some things that you can go on and coach and correct from, these past couple of games, but build on those things and build on the positives. But at the end of the day, your team's being competitive, especially with some of these tougher teams in the region. So I think that's about all you can ask for.
Yeah, I think, and we've heard Coach Nilsson mention this throughout the season, we want to prove that we belong on the court with these teams. I don't really think that's in question anymore. You upset number 3 last night. You take what was ranked number 6 to the wire here today and nearly beat him and could have beaten him. I think that would be the only reason why Coach Nilsson would probably be upset today, is that you would feel that you could have beat these guys today. And I think at the end of the day, obviously, everybody's going into the postseason. You may have to face a play-in game. You may be playing on the road a bunch. But if the team can continue to play like this and can stay in form like they were pre-Christmas and like what they've gotten to this weekend, it really bodes well for San Juan. And like you said, the phrase is there's no reason to hang your head, so.
Yep.
So I think it's a really good showing from San Juan this weekend. They split the weekend, a win over North Summit last night, a loss to Duchesne here today. I don't know if you have any parting shots. It looks like we're probably going to close it out. Easton may come running up here right as we're doing the close. He can do that sometimes, but I think we'll just go to the close here unless you've got something else that you wanted to close out with.
No, like the old Coach C saying goes, you win or you learn. So, if you're San Juan, learn from this one. You're going to see this team again. You got to go up to Duchesne. So you're going to get your chance to, get back at them. And, again, just get your mind right and get ready for Moab next week. So.
All right, yeah, and indeed, I think maybe if we can look ahead here. I don't think I had San Juan's. I did have San Juan's schedule printed out. So, it will be the lone game next week against Grand County. What day is the 19th? I'm not sure why I can't figure
Friday,
that out in my brain.
Believe.
So it's just the one game next week at Grand County. So that's going to be a fun one, too, against the team that beat this Duchesne team last night. And I know the Duchesne folks had some complaints about the officiating, so maybe that was a factor. I don't know, but we'll see. San Juan will be taking on their local rivals next Friday. Of course, they'll play the last game of the regular season here in San Juan against Grand as well. So that'll be the first of the 2 meetings next week. That's going to be a fun one. That'll be our first look, at least as far as San Juan goes, against Grand County. I know Monticello has played them already, but we'll see how San Juan stacks up against them next Friday in Moab. So that should be some fun. That'll do it for us here today. Again, a 69-66 OT loss for San Juan this afternoon to round out the weekend. It was a good weekend of basketball. I want to say some thanks before we close it out to all the sponsors making it happen. We will thank you one final time by name here in just a moment. Thanks to the Picture It Palmer, StreamUtah.Live crew this afternoon. Lane Palmer and Cortland Lyman making it happen for us, as Caleb Carr is, as he said, out having some fun here this afternoon. I think they're doing some riding out in the wilderness and stuff, but we'll see Caleb again next week, I'm assuming. Thanks to you, Bobby, for doing these broadcasts with me and donating your phone for the cause. We're going to try to get our equipment figured out, but it's definitely been giving us trouble in the new year with the new phone I got, so we're going to have to try to figure that out. I can't just sit and talk on my phone for the rest of the year, I don't think, but at any rate, that's for us to figure out, so that'll do it for us here today. As far as San Juan goes, I know we got some Monticello basketball going to be on the air starting on Tuesday, as the boys will actually be playing Grand, speaking of, so Grand will visit Monticello on Tuesday, and the girls. So that'll be a double dip. That'll be a double header as the Monticello boys and girls host Grand County on Tuesday. Those will be our next broadcast. And then, like we mentioned, the San Juan boys taking on Grand in Moab on Friday. So we'll see you Tuesday with Monticello hosting Grand County. I believe that'll be starting at 5:30 with the boys and then the 7 o'clock girls game. So until Tuesday, it's Rhett Sifford on behalf of Bobby Bowering saying so long from the San Juan High School gym. Have a great rest of your weekend, high school sports fans. High School Hoops is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telcom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Red's Ace Hardware, Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores, Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, Primary Residential Mortgage, Four Corners Electric, San Juan School District Adult Education, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Bradford Tire, San Juan Counseling, Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, San Juan Mortuary, Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug, San Juan Credit Union, Tailor Made Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.